Right guys, fourth time's the charm. Let's go. What is up? My name's Brad and this is Operation N64. Now if you guys are new to the channel, in this series we're trying to build an N64 collection starting off with just £10. By using our charity shops, our car boots, our Facebook marketplace, looking for stuff for cheap that we can sell for a profit to build a game fund to buy N64 bangers. So as always, before we get into this week's episode, let's do the updates to the game fund, and there are none. We've made no sales this week, which isn't unlike me. I've had weeks like this before. Luckily, we've still got a pretty healthy game fund, so we can still get out there looking for more stuff to sell or trade. We've also got that Mario Party that we picked up last week that needs to go back, but I'm thinking to order another one first and then take it back. That way I'm sort of guaranteed to at least not get the same one twice. So yeah, that's the plan this week. It's also half term, so I don't know how often I'm going to get out hunting. But anyway, let's see what we can do. Let's go. What is up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Operation N64. Half term this week, so hunting was very limited. Popped to my favourite spot while I was actually on my lunch break at work. A couple of Destiny games here for the PS4. This was the Destiny collection, and this is maybe my first regret. When I looked in the case, it kind of looked like the standard edition, but after looking on eBay and stuff, that's actually what the disc looks like. So I think that was a bit of a fail on my part. Only like a £10 game still, but yeah, I missed out on picking that boy up for £1.50. Lord of the Rings box set there that we just went past, £2 on that, so definitely picked that up. And we've got what is this thing, Among Us plushie. I then popped to a local charity shop, little stack of Xbox 360 here. I think £1. Between £1 and £2 a game in here, I can't quite remember, but a lot of these, if they were even in the case, were really badly scratched, so I didn't end up picking any of these up. The condition on them just wasn't worth picking up for the value of the game, so yeah, I left all them behind. A couple of box sets here. Now I was quite surprised. I thought this might be worth a little bit more, this Prometheus box set and this Alien quadrilogy as well. Thought that might be worth a little bit more, but sadly not. And then a couple of these like adrenaline cards. I've seen a couple of people selling like like match attacks cards and stuff like that. So there was a couple of adrenaline cards here, but yeah, only a handful, so I didn't even bother really looking them up. But cards might be something I want to start looking at in the future. I've seen Ian at Master of Pieces selling cards, all sorts of different cards before, so yeah, maybe cards is something to look into. A couple of games in this shop, nothing in these boxes, unfortunately. These are all empty cases. And then just the same games that have been there for quite some time now. I have done well in here in the past, but there's really bad signal. So when I do find something, it's kind of a nightmare to look up. They pop next door. This is actually a newer charity shop. They've literally put one right next door to that one. A little bit more pricier in here. I saw this called like an Elvis box set here, but it wasn't worth anything, so I left it behind. A couple of games in here, actually a decent little stack of games, especially when I never see any in this charity shop. The only downside was they had priced them all individually, and some of them I'm just wondering where they found their prices. Some of the prices were a bit mad. I did still, of course, have a look through them, just in case they were sleeping on one. But there was nothing really here like crazy or anything. But yeah, pricing the games up is just something I don't like to see. And then a solitary PS1 game here, Rascal Racer, I believe it is, £10 they had on this. I didn't even look it up, but let me know in the comments below if I've just missed out on some absolute banger. A few comic books here, a load of DVDs, Blu-rays and stuff. This charity shop had a few consoles. I was actually saying to myself the other day that I very rarely see consoles in charity shops, apart from that one time I picked up a PS2. But these were all priced there and thereabouts in my eyes, not much of a margin in them. Some of them were missing cables, and the price sort of reflected that. But the one that was complete was just a bit overpriced for me. And this really cool Mario Kart, like a remote control car. My boy had a Yoshi for Christmas. They had £30 on this. That's retail. I think that's what they sell for. So I weren't even going to sniff at that. A couple little figures here and there. This is the charity shop with the blue boxes of games. £1 a game in here. Had a little flip through. Loads of FIFAs, Pro Evos, Rugby. Bit of Guitar Hero here. And GTA 5. Yeah, they were again scratched pretty badly. And there's not much in them. They weren't worth a great deal. I think GTA on a PS3 trades in for like £1.60, I want to say. And all these PS2 games were pretty much Pro Evos and FIFAs. A little buzz there. A few Blu-rays. Then popped over to the little toy section, little basket of toys here. And I saw this Mr. T for 50p, this from 1983. I had to pick it up, a little bit battered, but still had to pick it up. And then I think this was my last stop. A few games in here. This place never has games, so to see games are all in here was a pleasant sight to see. I pulled out that Shrek because I think one of the Shrek games has a little bit of value. It might be on the Xbox, but yeah, I pulled out a couple of games just to have a look. But yeah, they were pretty low end games, all priced at about £1.50 to £2. So yeah, nothing really here to pick up. Maybe one or two for the collection if you are looking for these games, but yeah, nothing really to pick up. But all that being said, guys, let's head back to the game space. Let's go. And we are back in the game space, and it's not been the best of weeks this week. It's been half term, so the priority has been keeping the kids busy, keeping them happy. And although my son would quite happily hit the charity shops with his dad, the girls would have none of it. So I've managed to hit in a little bit here and there, hit the charity shops as and when I could. I picked up one or two bits. We've also taken that Mario Party back because another one has arrived. We will get into that shortly and see if it is collection worthy. We spent a grand total of £2 from the game fund. We can deduct that now. Just the one pickup, we'll go straight into it. So we picked up a copy of the Lord of the Rings trilogy Blu-ray, brand new and sealed. Now this trades in for £6 a CX, but I'm thinking to try my luck on eBay. It is brand new and sealed, and they're selling on there between 12 and 15, sometimes a little bit more. So that's what I'm going to do, stick this on eBay, try my luck, because it is brand new and sealed. I also picked up this Mr. T figure from 1983. He's seen better days. He is a little bit worse for wear. Some scuffing on him. But for 50p, I'm not leaving him behind. A pity a fool leaves me behind. Okay. So let's get into the Mario Party and see if we can keep it for the collection. Right, so here it is. Nice bit of packaging. Feels kind of heavy. That's a good sign, or not? I always try and feel it out while it's well, they've also bagged it. That cannot be nothing but a good sign, surely. So here it is. Oh, yeah. Oh. That's looking all right. At least this colour is still there, unlike last week's. Last week's was really faded. But yeah, this one looks in pretty good condition. There's no tears on the front. Obviously the scuffing around the edges that you normally get, which you expect, and which I can live with. But yeah, all in all, looking much better than last week. Now, if you guys have been watching the channel or watching the series, you will know we've tried to pick up this game many times before. This is actually the 4th time we've gone through CX roulette to get hold of Mario Party. So yeah, this is looking good. Oh, nice clean manual in there. Very happy with that. We've also got the precautions booklet again, and that little poster, which is fantastic. And the cartridge is looking in great condition. Love it when they come in these little baggies. But the cartridge is looking fantastic. So this is an absolute win. Now the Mario Party games are the ones I'm looking most forward to play once the games room is up and running. I want to get these fun party games to play with the kids. So having all the Mario Parties for the N64 was a must when I started this series. So now to knock off 2 from the list is just fantastic. So we're still in the hunt for number 3. But obviously, as you guys know, that is quite an expensive game. But hopefully we can get it soon. But enough of my jibber jabber. Let's stick this thing in a protective case, knock it off the list and stick it on the shelf. So there it is in this protective box. Let's knock this off the list and stick it on the shelf. There we are, the last of the cheaper games off the list. Come on, there we are. So now just the 5 remaining, and we're looking at about £90 to £100 for Mortal Kombat. Kirby 64, now it's about 165 I think, or £180, somewhere between there. But it is like super hard to get hold of. I haven't seen it in stock in CX ever, whenever I'm looking anyway. So yeah, Kirby 64 is the one that worries me more than the others. I feel like we can get hold of Castlevania Legacy of Darkness. Mario Party 3, also get hold of that quite easily. And Conker's Bad Fur Day as well. Even though they are big hitters, I feel like they're easier to obtain. But Kirby 64 worries me, I'm not going to lie. If any of you guys have seen a Kirby 64 in your local game shops, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to get that off the list sooner rather than later, because it's going to be a real struggle, I feel. But anyway, let's stick this bad boy on the shelf. And there it is, up on the shelf, looking fantastic. Now, I can't wait for the games room to be up and running so we can get out of this pokey little corner that I've been filming in for the past, I don't know, 8 months or so. It'd be nice to have the games room up and running. We can display all the games a bit nicer. And yeah, hopefully it won't be much longer. There's still a fair bit to do. I'm looking at it right now behind the camera. And there's still a fair bit to do, but we'll get it done. And hopefully it won't be too long. Now, as always, guys, if you are enjoying the series, let me know by smashing that thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, be rad, stay rad, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.